Hello there. This is an instructional video on GCSE English Language Paper 1, Question 3, the question about structure. So, what is textual structure? Well, language is all to do with the words and phrases used, but this isn't words and phrases at all. This is the way the text is organised, put together, and constructed. So in Paper 1, you'll only have one source to read, but in question 3, you need to think about the whole source. So that means you'll need to track the text to make sure you write about examples from across the text, not just from one part of the text. The question is worth 8 marks, which means you should spend about 10 to 12 minutes on this question. And as you can see, as usual, the question has got some pointers here to help you out. So it tells you could write about what the writer focuses your attention on at the beginning, how and why the writer changes the focus as the source develops, and any other structural features that interest you. And this is really good advice, so it's worth reading those points before you start the question. I think the most important point made there is the why the writer changes focus as the source develops. So we'll talk about that when we get into an example. Other aspects of structure that you can consider are shifts of time, so flashbacks or flash forwards, and also time simply moving forward in the text, changes in focus, pace, tone and atmosphere. There's zooming in and zooming out, and also what narrative stance is the writer using, and is the narration omniscient or is it restricted? The text we're going to work with today is an extract from Jaws by Peter Benchley. In this section of the text, the shark is hunting a woman who's in the sea, and it's at night time, so she's disoriented, and the shark senses her, bears down upon her, and finally attacks and eats her. So the first thing about this text that I've noticed is that the writer is using a third-person narrative stance, which means that the writer can shift focus really easily. So in this very first paragraph here, the first thing we focus on is what the shark can sense and see and feel. And it did not see the woman, but it does know that she's there. It senses a change in the sea's rhythm. And then the writer focuses on the insides of the shark, which you can only do with third-person perspective. So we move to look at the inside the shark's body, where there's all these nerve endings that detect vibrations, and then finally we're told that the fish has turned towards shore, which shows us that the shark has sensed the woman and is making its way towards her. And if we remember, the question suggested that we consider why the writer is shifting focus. This shift of focus to the inner workings of the shark really shows us that the shark has supernatural senses, certainly more powerful senses than the woman has. And this increases the tension. So in the second paragraph, the very first sentence is, the woman continued to swim away from the beach. So we've shifted focus to the woman. Obviously the reader, we know that the shark is bearing down upon her and is hunting her. So we've got this dramatic irony, because we, the reader, know that this shark is present, but the woman is completely oblivious, and she's just checking her position in the ocean in this paragraph and resting for a moment. So that's the tension is building here. That's intentional shift of focus to make this tension build and build. And interestingly, we are shown the inside of the shark to show how super aware the shark is. But we're shown, when the focus shifts back to the woman, we're shown that she's quite unaware of her surroundings, because she has to check her position, and she's resting tired in the water, a little unsure of her location. This juxtaposition of the super awareness of the shark and how unaware the woman is. So in this third paragraph, we shift back to the shark, and it says that the vibrations are stronger now, and the shark has quickened. So we've got this image of the shark being speedy and powerful as it bears down upon the woman, and is casting a mantle of sparks around the shark. So we've got this kind of supernatural image of the shark's speed and power as it approaches the woman. And then in this fourth paragraph is the first paragraph where the shark and the woman have been mentioned in the same paragraph as the shark hurtles past the woman. And obviously the effect of this is we know that the shark has caught up with her. And she's still completely unaware of its presence. So we, the reader, know that the shark is there, it's just hurtled past her, and she's still completely oblivious, just resuming her lurching stroke in the water. And in this fourth paragraph, these really quick shifts of focus obviously make the action more frenetic. The slower shifts of focus, where you get a shift of focus in each paragraph, they build the tension, but these quick, frenetic ones have a more action-packed feel. It's exactly the same as when you watch a film and those swift camera shots make the action frenetic and fraught. And for the reader now, we know that the tension is at a maximum. The payoff of this build-up is about to be delivered in like a crescendo any moment now. Thanks for watching this tutorial video on how to consider textual structure. I hope it's been useful. Thanks very much.